Tesla's demand problem is so big that it's raised prices for the third time in about 5 different countries in less than 1 week. It's insane. Demand at Tesla has never, ever been higher than what it is right now. And I'm sorry, but nobody, absolutely nobody, truly understands what exactly is going on here. What is going on is we are seeing unprecedented demand for electric vehicles, the kind of demand that the world has actually never seen before. Hello, my friends. I'm the Electric Viking. Welcome to the channel. Great to have you here on the channel. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Welcome back, everyone else. You know, it's really quite an incredible time to be alive, isn't it? Really, it truly is. To see companies like XPeng, NIO, BYD really start to ramp up EV production massively. And then to see what's happening with Tesla, to see the entire world just move away from internal combustion engines and just say, you know what, they're old. You know what, I even think people buying internal combustion engine vehicles right now, they don't want them. Most of the people that I talk to don't actually want them. They prefer an EV, but in many cases, they just can't get one. For example, here in Australia, right? Not that long ago, only a few months ago, the wait for a Tesla Model 3 was only a matter of weeks. Not long after that, it became months. Now it's 9 months to a year. And Tesla, what did they do? Well, surprisingly to me, they only increased the price on the base model LFP version by 1,000 Australian dollars, which is around about 700 US dollars. But today, they've increased the price on the long range and the all-wheel drive performance versions for the second time in a matter of only days. Why? Because they just have too many orders. So hey, why not make hay while the sun shines, right? Now, they've done the same thing in the US, they've done the same thing in China, and they've done the same thing in other Asian markets as well. There's only one reason for this, right? They simply have too much demand. Too much demand. Which is kind of crazy when you think about what they're doing right now. They're opening 2 new factories, right? They're doubling production at their factory in China. They're increasing production in Fremont. They couldn't really be working any faster. And the insane thing is that any day now, Legacy Auto is going to come in and take all those sales away from Tesla, because isn't that what the mainstream media says? They've been saying for years, literally for years they've been saying this, and in fact the complete opposite has happened. I mean, Ford's complaining that they only delivered 400 vehicles in China in January, when Tesla did, what was it, nearly 60,000. Yeah, Legacy Auto ain't catching up anytime soon. And if you believe that hype coming from General Motors, Stellantis, Ford, Toyota, and all these other car companies claiming that they're going to catch up with Tesla in a matter of years, then I have a bridge to sell you. Here in Australia, Tesla has jacked up the prices of the Model 3 by at least $3,000 in just a day, after warning of a waiting list that could stretch into 2023. The announcement follows a more modest price increase of US $1,000 for the long range and performance models in the US and China. But the Australian price includes the lowest cost Standard Range Plus variant. Now, the new configuration page shows that the price for the SR Plus, the Standard Range Plus, has jumped from $61,000 to $64,000. And this variant has had its second price increase since the start of the month. Obviously, this is the most popular variant, as it should be. It has LFP batteries, which have virtually no range degradation. You can charge them to 100%, discharge them to 0. It's the best version. That's the version you want to get if you can. So how much are they now? Well, the long range price is 76,200. That's Australian dollars. So that's about 52,000 US dollars. That's up from 72,300 Australian dollars. And the top of the range performance variant has increased to 89,000. That's up from 85,000. I actually think that's still a bargain in terms of Australian dollars. If you compare it like for like to other performance cars that can do the kind of performance that vehicle has, it's still very, very cheap if you compare it to its European competition. One person said on Facebook, according to the Driven.io, wow, I put my order in on the rear-wheel drive yesterday. Pretty glad I didn't sleep on it. Obviously because he's managed to scrape in right before the prices went up again. So these price rises are coming thanks to a supply crunch that has been caused by COVID disruption, say the Driven.io. which I strongly disagree with. The mainstream media is making all these claims. They have zero facts to base this on. Tesla hasn't said there's any supply crunch. They haven't said that it's been caused by chips. They're making the cars they said they would make, and they're not slowing down. So I don't believe any of that. I think it's just media narrative. They're trying to create a story and get you to buy it. Demand is what it is. More demand than Tesla's ever seen before. Now, Rivian has done the same thing. They recently announced a price increase of up to US $12,000 for the top of the range variant of their electric pickup truck or ute. So what's happened? Well, it's become more difficult to buy an EV, unfortunately, worldwide, which is to be expected. And right now we're in that phase where, these companies just, BYD, apparently their new Gigafactory will open in 2.5 months. That'll provide more supply. Tesla's extra production line at their factory in Shanghai will be online by April. Then you've got, of course, the Gigafactory in Berlin, Gigafactory in Texas. Then you've got other car companies, Volkswagen ramping up production, General Motors and Ford ramping up production. Toyota is, they're still sleeping, so don't worry about them. No, apparently Toyota will have an EV out towards the end of the year, but I don't think they'll have many of those, probably just a couple of thousand, so I wouldn't bank on that one. But the reality is we are in a production increase phase right now, but obviously demand is just way, 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 way higher than current supply. Now, what about in the US? Well, Tesla has increased prices of the Model Y in the US. The long-range variant has increased to $63,000 US, up from $60,000. The performance has gone to $68,000, up from $65,000. And that means that actually Tesla must be making a killing on their cars right now. I mean, their gross revenues last year were 30%. I mean, imagine what they're going to be this year. Now in China, the latest price for both versions of the Model 3, the rear-wheel drive Model 3 and the dual-motor all-wheel drive Model 3 Performance, were raised to RMB 280,000 and RMB 368,000 respectively. And that's an increase of 14,250 RMB and 18,000 respectively from the previous prices, which increased only a week ago. Now, interestingly, the entry-level Model Y, which comes with LFP batteries, hasn't changed in price. Obviously, nickel price doesn't affect the cost of LFP batteries. That is still 301,840 RMB in China. However, the price of the Model Y long range has been increased by RMB 18,000 to RMB 358,900, which was the original price that it was increased to, and now it's gone up again to 375,900. The Model Y Performance has been increased by RMB 20,000 from RMB 398,000 to RMB 418,000. Now, delivery dates in China are on average 16 to 20 weeks for most Tesla vehicles. Now, it's possible Tesla has increased the prices of their vehicles, partly the versions that don't have LFP batteries, thanks to the in-cost of nickel. 3-month nickel futures contracts on the London Metal Exchange surged from more than 110% to $101,365 US per ton last Tuesday. That's a cumulative 2-day gain of 250% due to Russian supply disruption concerns. So how does this actually affect the cost of Tesla's batteries? Well, if nickel prices rise from 20,000 to 50,000 a ton, the raw material cost of nickel for an electric vehicle with a 60 kilowatt hour battery pack will increase by about RMB 10,000. So probably around about just under 2,000 US dollars. TF Securities said that at a nickel price of 50,000 US dollars per ton, the cost of a Model 3 with a 77 kilowatt hour battery pack rises by RMB 10,500, so around about 1,700 US dollars. So that is, a fair bit of an increase. However, with a nickel price of US 100,000 per ton, the cost of the Model 3's 77 kilowatt hour battery would rise by nearly RMB 28,000. So here's my point. And I've been making this point for months, and I'm sure you're all sick of hearing it. LFP batteries, hello, what are you guys doing? Everyone in China has said, yep, they're the future. Even Tesla said it themselves. Legacy Auto, Ford, you just signed these contracts, all of you, for the next 10 years. Almost none of them include LFP batteries. Hey, Rivian, nice work. Rivian actually have seen the writing on the wall. Clearly, Rivian and Tesla and all these Chinese car companies are, planning for the future. I'm not so sure about Legacy Auto. I mean, almost none of them are saying they want LFP batteries in their cars. Why not? It makes sense. Let me know what I'm missing here. Please, someone tell me in the comment section below. What am I missing? Why is Legacy Auto not interested in LFP batteries? Now remember, if you're going to say, oh, the energy density, well, it doesn't appear to be true. It appears as though the newer LFP battery energy density in LFP batteries is going to hit about 220 watts per kilo based on the contract that Tesla appeared to have signed with Gotion High-Tech for 220 watt per kilo LFP batteries. 200 gigawatt hours per year, by the way. That's an insane contract. But as you can see, the LFP energy density is definitely increasing. And the cost of the batteries is, it's nearly half of NC8 NCM chemistry batteries. It just makes sense. It makes sense in China. That's the reason why the Chinese are adopting them. And it makes sense everywhere. I don't understand what's going on. Anyway, getting back to China. Okay. Many people have said all over the internet, on Teslarati, on the electric, on Inside EVs, on Clean Technica, on YouTube, everywhere. They say, oh, there's not enough demand for Tesla in China. There's not enough demand for Tesla in Europe. There's not enough, people just won't buy enough Model 3s and Model Ys. There's only 2 models. It's not going to work. Yeah, you were wrong. Just admit it. On that note, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again on the next video.